It's not like people are getting their own bedrooms here.
Yeah.
They're sleeping in our gym on cots. We have a men's side and a women's side, and it is rows of cots. And really, like, they lean into that poverty throughout the week. You don't get your own room. You don't get your own fan. You're woken up by other people in the middle of the night. And so it could be warm. It could be cold.
Very much so. Yeah.
You're really leaning into that whole experience. You're sharing a space with 30 other people, and that is your bedroom for the week. So I think that for me, when I came on a mission trip years ago, that was like taking away from that. That was my first experience of anything like that ever, of going to a place where you're sharing that with 30 other people. That was like the extreme for me.
Yeah, definitely.
People of Christ in the City, people everywhere around the world, this is David Christopher Pacheco.
Hi, my name is Kimmy.
My name is Arthur Ortiz. Been in Denver since 1973.
Okay, so let's just talk in circles for a little bit.
Just talk in circles, just shoot the breeze a little.
They see beyond what I look like. They see what my actions are and say, hey, that is a good person.
A lot of people say home is where the heart is, but my heart's in many places. It's just I don't know where home is.
Welcome back to Homeless But Human. Here with you today is Blake.
And here with you today is Shayla.
And today we have two more missionary guests, Henry and Aaron. Welcome to the podcast.
Welcome to the party, y'all.
Hello.
Thank you.
So we're bringing these two missionaries on specifically to share with the world a little bit about the crazy month of March. Our March Madness at Christ in the City, which really is the mission trips month. So Aaron and Henry both specifically have been involved with mission trips for months now. And they are two of our missionaries that are guiding these groups and getting them prepared, telling them what to pack, communicating with them, logistics, all of it. They're the ones behind the scenes that are pulling all these groups together to bring them to Denver.
And Philly.
Yes, also and Philly.
Yes, we do mission trips in both Denver and Philly each year. And it is a lot. How many people did we have this year, Aaron?
In March, we had about 120 people come through the Denver house.
Love
and we
it.
currently have about 15 people here right now on a
Wow.
mission trip.
And then in Philly, was it about 50?
I don't know their exact
Something like
numbers
that.
because at a certain point,
They took
gave
over.
it to them.
They took over. So
Yeah.
this month is busy. And we also have some mission trips in the fall, as well as we had one in January and the summer. So mission trips are scattered throughout the year, but this month of March, ever since year one at Christ in the City, has really been the month of mission trips.
Yeah.
During spring breaks or just breaks in work or whoever decides to come.
I think this month is so amazing because you just get
So
all
good.
the extremes. And I don't know if you guys want to talk about that, but it's such a extremely abundant and joyful time. It can also be an extremely stressful time because there's so many people sharing all the same space. And I'm sure you guys experienced that as well, being like the leaders of mission trips.
Yeah, for sure. I was thinking about week 2, because we were talking about that earlier, but like having 60 extra people in the house made the house feel so small, I loved it. It was stressful at points, but overall it was amazing.
Can you talk about that, like what that looks like for us? So paint the picture of what does 60 extra people in the house of Christ in the City look like?
Yeah, do you want to? You're the brains behind the whole operation.
I'm the brains. Yes, so 60 extra people in the house means that it's just going to take more time to get through the schedule, to get through each thing that we have planned, because that's 60 extra bodies to go through. We have more people on cook teams. We're cooking in bulk. We had some generous donors donating pancake mix for us, and that was what we ate a lot of in the mornings for the month of March, and it was awesome. It was very good. Yeah, just like chores take a while. I'm trying to think.
Transition take a while.
Transition times take a while. Imagine this. You come to Christ in the City and you get street trained on like how to encounter others on the street. And then right after that, it's time to go on the streets. And you're told, oh, you're on 20th Street, you're on 16th, you're on Crossroads. And I don't know what that means to me. Like, that means nothing. And then you go into the dining room and missionaries are holding cardboard signs with their street.
No
telling
way.
you where you're going. And it's just chaotic. Everyone's just standing there scared out of their minds because they don't know what's going to happen. and it's awesome. It's just like joyful chaos.
Oh, yeah.
And that's how I would describe a lot of the day.
Yeah.
It just, having a lot of extra bodies in the house, it takes a lot of planning. It takes a lot of patience and just like availability.
Yeah. And just to paint the picture even a little bit more, it's not like people are getting their own bedrooms here.
Yeah.
They're sleeping in our gym on cots. We have a men's side and a women's side, and it is rows of cots. And really, like, they lean into that poverty throughout the week. There's you don't get your own room. You don't get your own fan. You're woken up by other people in the middle of the night. And so it could be warm. It could be cold.
Very much so. Yeah.
You're really leaning into that whole experience. You're sharing a space with 30 other people, and that is your bedroom for the week. So I think that for me, when I came on a mission trip years ago, that was like taking away from that. That was my first experience of anything like that ever, of going to a place where you're sharing that with 30 other people. That was like the extreme for me.
Yeah, definitely. I think for a couple of times I was like, man, like they are really entering into solidarity with our friends a little more than us even, because they're like, their sleeping situation is not like, you'll get woken up probably if you're not a deep sleeper. So,
Totally.
Or if you can even fall asleep.
yeah, it's like a shelter. It
is like a homeless
shelter. Yeah, and I don't know if you're trying to recruit people to come on.
No. So did you all? So Shayla came on a mission trip. I came on a mission trip. Aaron did. Henry.
No.
Henry.
Oh, yeah, came for a day. No,
okay. No, and I think one thing about the mission trips is, I mean, it is 200 to 300 young adults each year who come through our doors on these mission trips. And you may ask, like, why has Christ in the City been doing mission trips ever since year one? And starting with this big picture lens.
Yeah.
They come in for a week. And when I came on my first mission trip, I've shared this many times, I thought I was coming to fix the problem of homelessness in some way. And you see so clearly that our missionaries on the streets, like, just like we're not needed, the Lord can do whatever he wants. Like, we don't need mission trips on the streets.
Yeah.
Is it great for the homeless? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But it's not necessarily needed. But it is such a gift to introduce them to our homeless friends. But also, the goal of every single person on that mission trip is to come and learn how to be a missionary and be a missionary with us that week.
Yeah.
And then leave and be a missionary the rest of their life.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that's such a big emphasis, is that we try to not have this be a one-time extraordinary moment in their life, right? It's more of a kickstart, but encountering the mission and the poor during that week as well.
Yeah.
So it is attractive. I mean, it is what brought me back.
Same.
Time and time again. It's what brought Shayla, Aaron. It's
too.
crazy.
That's why
Henry,
I'm
we don't know
missionary.
why you're here, but it's great to have you. No, I'm kidding.
I think that's so true and real, is that like our mission trip is different in a sense, that people walk away with a deep sense of belonging and like a deep sense of community. I remember from my time here, I was just like, and maybe you heard this from the mission troopers this March, but they're like, I don't want to leave. Like I actually feel like I'm a part of this place now. And how do I take what I've been a part of here and now bring that back home? Or how do I be involved in some way? And so like it's this inspiration in a sense of, oh, I didn't go to like this specific area to build a house, and then I walked away, which that's
It's
really
also
great.
good and also needed, right?
Totally. But this is different.
It is different.
It's just a different experience. And I think people come in with that first mindset of, I'm going to go in, fix, I'm going to walk away feeling better about myself. Instead, they come and they like are seen and they're like, they get to be themselves.
Yeah.
And they get to be goofy and also encounter the Lord deeply in the people that they meet on the streets. And it's just this kind of visceral experience of humanity when they're coming through our mission trips. And now I'm preaching, but
It goes to the point of what we were talking about earlier, but yeah, this guy said he had never felt more welcomed in a place than his week here, and he had made better friends here than he had in the last 2 years of college.
Wow.
So,
in just 5 days. Or the
I
week
guess,
that he was here.
5. Yeah, I guess it's just 5. It feels so much longer than
like
5
does.
days. Like
Oh,
when you say
yeah.
5, that's just it's small. But
Maybe
yeah.
you can speak about that a little bit. Like, how can you have an impact in just 5 days?
Yeah. How could this guy say that? Right. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
That's a good question.
I think coming to Christ in the City, you come and you expect to love. Like that is your mission. That's why you came. And one of the mission troopers shared that they were surprised that us missionaries were able, they really felt like they were on the street and we were loving them as like a friend on the street.
Whoa.
And I think that kind of goes into like why this man felt like this is the most that he's been loved and welcomed in the last 5 days, is because like that was our mission as missionaries, was to like love them. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think that's true. I just think too, like just the structure of CIC, the amount of time we have for communion and relationship is, different than most of America probably.
Valid. Yeah. No, seriously valid. Like, eating 3 meals a day together alone. Right?
Yeah.
It's like, that's a big deal.
Yeah, totally. I think that's just like a big thing. So you really get to, just have so many conversations, over 5 days. I think that's something to it.
So run us through this quick. I mean, it is taxing. I mean, having 60 people in 1 week in your house here in Philadelphia, having, 20 people, in the house. How is that on the missionaries, and what do you see? What are themes, right? Is you guys were the leaders of this. Like, what were themes? Obviously it's hard, but we're not afraid of hard things, but what comes from those hard things?
Good question.
I'll say for myself, so I was like the leader for the first week. And so I was just basically trying to keep everyone on schedule. Ernie was doing all the planning, really. She has more time for it. But I know for myself, like I lost myself in service. Like I just had zero time to think about myself, and that gave me a lot of joy. So that was nice.
And not expected.
No.
Right? It's not, you're like, oh, I can't wait to get joy from the, it's like, no, I'm just going to serve.
Yeah. Because we just had to keep moving. There's so many things that we have to do during the day and that we get to do. But yeah.
Our schedule is very taxing. There's a lot, like we only get an hour and a half of free time a day, and that's not even guaranteed. Sometimes like a random meeting comes up or you're cooking dinner, like it's not guaranteed, but there's a lot within the schedule, and it's very stretching because we're not only giving ourselves to like our friends on the street and each other, but also all these new guests. And so I was actually like very proud of the community and how they chose to love not only like the troopers, but also each other. Just they recognized like who their mission was in front of them. And like through this taxing month and like very stretching month, it was also like filled with so much grace.
Yeah.
And I just saw firsthand that everyone, even though that they were exhausted and just stripped in a lot of ways, they like gave to overflowing. They like they knew that they were given the grace to be enough for whoever was in front of them. And I thought that I was just like every day, that was like one of my gratitudes that I would thank God for, was just my community that I got to serve with, because that drove me to give even more.
Yeah.
Just, like by watching them give, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no. And you said it so well of like, it's not like the grace to be enough. Like it may not be as much as we want, right? We may not have enough in our tank compared to what we want, but the Lord knows.
Yeah.
Right. And he never leaves us wanting.
I'm curious, and maybe this is a little bit of a pivot question. What do you think actually the effect of mission trips has on culture and like culture of the students that are coming through and what they're bringing back to their campuses? You already mentioned the story of the guy. He said he felt more loved here than he had in the past 2 years. What does that do? Because I'm thinking even like bigger picture for the state of like our country, the state of our church, and like those involved in their faith. What does that do for culture?
Okay, Shayla, we said we'd ask him easy questions.
Yeah.
Look at you. Anyway, but good question.
So whatever.
Question.
Or even share, Aaron, what did it do for you when you went back to college? I think that's a great
that's a good-
testimony to the culture.
That's what I was thinking of. I came here I knew that I would be like helping the homeless, but I didn't know all that Christ in the City was. And my expectations were like definitely off the charts.
Yeah.
They exceeded, Christ in the City exceeded my expectations. And I think the thing that I got the most from my mission trip and like that I brought back to Christ in the City was just like knowing where my Calcutta was. And it was just the person in front of me. And with that, I took the love, that like unique love that you experience at Christ in the City, And I strived to bring it to where I was in Kansas, in Manhattan, Kansas, and to my family. And like, it's more than just like the homeless. It's that love is for the people in my Bible. It was for the people in my Bible study. It was for my roommates. It was for those people at St. Isidore's that I like got to see very often, or like I tried to branch out more. And but most importantly, that Calcutta was for myself. It was like knowing where I needed to love myself more. Yeah, knowing where I needed to be loved more. And yeah, that was probably the biggest thing. It was just like, I was loved so well here. I just wanted to let myself still be loved.
Yeah. And that has such a ripple effect.
Oh, yeah.
Like people, your family, your friends back home, I'm sure they saw you like coming back from that and they're like, whoa, there's something deeper here. And that's the Lord. And they see it like present in you. And yeah, I just imagine like that sort of ripple effect that's what I'm talking about with like this culture shift.
I'm thinking of, again, like week 1, we had, like we had a time where people could share graces, and a seminarian said that he finally understood the gospel being here.
Wow.
And one of the priests that was with us, he was awesome. Totally, just an incredible guy. He emphasized how being at Christ in the City just gave him hope. And reflecting on that, we helped give this priest hope, or through Christ in the City and the Lord working through us here, helped to give a priest hope. I don't know. Yeah,
it's the Lord.
It's
right. And it's so easy to hear us talk about this right now and be like, wow, that sounds like a hippie commune. Oh, it's the community. It's hanging out 3 meals a day. Don't forget, this is all being said amidst service to our brothers and sisters on the streets of Denver and Philly. Right? Like, it's some brutal realities, right? And I know you guys led debriefs. So we bring in, after the street ministry, we get together and just debrief. And it hurts a lot to see this for the first time. I think we can all say that our first time on the streets and just seeing this reality and knowing you're going back home, even if it's your caught on the stage, right? But it's like you feel like there's that feeling of, wow, look what I have, and that person I talk to on the streets doesn't. And that's one of the things, is that joy of the community to pull you in. Because I know, I mean, I'm sure you guys can speak to this. There are probably some mission troopers, as we call them, who are really struggling with seeing poverty in this way for the first time.
Yeah.
But in conjunction with being guided by you, the year service missionaries, and the sacraments, and rooted in that understanding of we serve from the grace of Christ.
Yeah. I was going to say, alongside the community and the service, the prayer.
Yeah.
And like the amount of time spent in prayer. I remember on my mission trip, I still have these core memories of my prayer while I was here at Christ in the City for the first time, because I was experiencing the reality and the brokenness of man, and then as well, like where Jesus was in the midst of it. And you don't forget that.
No.
And when someone, especially in their young adult years, like is able to experience that changes that person. And that changes like it shifts their reality in a sense of, it makes them more aware, and they know the Lord deeper.
Yeah. And not everyone comes from where Shayla was, in that place where she knew how to pray, right? Like on my first mission trip, I'm like,
I didn't know how to pray.
Yeah, I'm like,
I still don't.
What is this prayer schedule here? This is crazy. And that's a beautiful thing in mission trips. Like, we have hosted atheists on mission trips, all the way to seminarians, right? And religious brothers and sisters and everyone in between. And it's such a great gift. So I want you guys to share a little bit more about the second week. So give us a little description of why this didn't go quite as planned and what happened because of that.
Yeah. Ernie, you want to go?
Yeah, I can go. Imagine this. You are being told there's going to be blizzard, there's going to be blizzard, there's going to be blizzard. And you're looking at the radar and there's a whole bunch of red. That blizzard did come through Denver, and I think it put like a foot.
Yeah, like snowed for 36 hours straight.
Yeah.
Or
Oh
something.
my gosh.
And it was like
in the middle of your mission trip.
in the middle of the mission
Classic.
trip. So it was slushy snow. So it's very wet. And normally for the mission troopers, we have them walk 3 days a week on the street, and then we have a lunch in the park on Wednesday. But
And night ministry.
And
So there's
night
usually
ministries.
five ministry moments.
five ministry moments. But one of the days we could not go out because as missionaries, we could have done it. We could have braced that snow. We have the materials for them. We have like snow boots and large coats and all that. And just, we could not send our troopers out with tennis shoes and very like slushy snow. Like their feet would have been wrecked. I don't know if they would have felt, it just would have been very bad.
Right. Not a good idea.
Yeah, not a good idea. So we had to announce to the everyone that we weren't going out for the streets that day. And when we did that, I wasn't sure like how people would take it, because I knew that a lot of people wanted to go out. But right when we said it, there was one of the troopers, they like openly, they were like, what? And like they were upset. And like that brought me a lot of like consolation, because like just to know that like they wanted to go love our friends on the street and they desired for that, even in this like condition of like nonstop snow and cold, like they desired for that. And it brought a lot of consolation and comfort. But that day we had breakfast together, and then we prayed a community rosary for our friends on the street. And then one of the priests gave a talk that he had come up with that morning.
Wow.
And for classic discernment, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
All of us missionaries, like I'm really still thinking about that talk. And then we had some free time, but in the afternoon we had an impromptu talent show. That lasted 2 hours.
Whoa.
And there were some electric acts.
Oh my gosh, there was really good acts.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Kansas Seminarians had a lot of talent. Oh my gosh.
Kansas is full of talented people, Henry.
Yeah, I know. I'm not surprised.
Aaron's from Kansas, in case you're wondering.
But the day, like what I loved about that day is this group of troopers got to experience something that a lot of these mission troopers don't get to, and that is more time spent in community.
Yeah.
And that is a part of our mission as much as going to the streets. That is probably where I'm most formed throughout my missionary years, within the community. So it was truly such a gift to invite them to spend time with us for the whole day.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think you could see that community of that week was so bonded with the last night, with the dance party that just would never end.
Yeah. Never ending dance party.
Because those Kansans just know every line dance.
Yeah, it was just like a barn party in Denver.
Barn bash CIC.
So it was really fun though. That was a taste of heaven.
Yeah.
That was good.
It was so different.
Yeah.
It was so different.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was 60 extra. So it was just wild.
Man, such a big community. Yeah. And it's right. I think it's just such a, man, is that not our lives though? Our Christian life of we have this expectation. I'm going to Denver to go on a mission trip, and I'm going to serve for 1 week.
Yeah.
And mega snowstorm, biggest of the year comes, and I am stuck in a building with prayer and community. And it's one too where we like reflect on the mystery of prayer. You bring up community. And I'm thinking about that rosary, right? That rosary for the friends. And we don't know the fruit of prayer this side of heaven at all. Like it's a weird mystery. Like we continue to pray. We pray that we stay faithful to prayer. At the same time, those moments, like how do we not know the power of that rosary for our friends? Right? Do we not believe that maybe that was better than the words or our presence on the streets that day? Like we don't know the mystery of God, but I think it's so unique. And I love that it's okay. We can't go to the streets, so we're going to go to the almost better option.
Yeah.
Right? Prayer.
Yeah. All the monasteries. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that, Blake. That's so true.
Like one of the patron saints of mission, which is the church is just a weird entity. One of the patron saints of missionaries is Saint Therese of Lisieux.
Totally.
Yep.
She was a cloistered religious sister. Like, come on. Like, crazy. And then we had these saints going to the New World, foreign lands, converting, being martyred, and Saint Therese of Lisieux.
Yeah.
Patroness of missions.
Yes.
Yep.
And I just can't help but think of those kind of moments of what a great reminder. And maybe, they didn't pick up on that week, but it is like, that's where we go to the chapel.
Did that guy that student or seminarian, I don't know who it was, when after that, what was he like at the end of that day? Was he still upset, or was he like, oh, okay, I see what this day was meant to be?
I think he came around to it.
Nice.
Yeah. At the end of the day, everyone was just filled with so much joy.
Yeah.
And in the evening, like everyone that was a night where they could like go and have fun together, even like within their own community. So I think to be with from 60 people to the school that you came with was also such a gift.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I saw him at the end of the day,
I don't know who that was. I don't remember hearing that, but yeah, that's cool.
but like I do remember like just seeing him throughout the day. He definitely had a softened heart towards it, I would say.
Good.
Which is awesome.
Good.
Yeah.
I would love to hear. So we had groups coming. Were there any individuals, people that just came on their own to join for the week?
Yes, so many.
Really?
So many.
I feel like I don't know how many. What's the number on that
Probably 10 or so.
That's a
for the
good
whole-
amount.
for week 2?
Week
or for-
2, week 1 and 3. Week 2, we just had schools.
Oh, okay, you're right.
But that is a good chunk, right? Just
Yeah.
individuals who are bold enough to go.
It's one thing to go with your college group, but to come by yourself for a week, that's bold.
That is.
Yeah, and they formed like first week. They like the individuals formed a community.
Their individuals community.
Their indies community.
Indies.
I love it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. What other fruits did you guys see? It's such a remarkable month, and you'll be unpacking it for a while. But as the leaders, you guys get to take a step back and reflect a little bit more and see things. But any other things you'd like to share about that month?
One fruit that just came to me after the fact, and it's cool because it was like through the aspect of just processing, was just like the fruit of knowing that we're given to each other and like for each other. And I mean, I touched on this earlier of like our mission isn't just the homeless, it's also like the missionaries and the people who come through our house. Like they are a mission, and it was truly like such a gift to give myself to people in those moments and just receive them for who they are and like see their goodness, but also know of my own. And I think that was a grace because it was definitely stretching, especially in moments where it was like, I don't know if I can do this. I'm pretty tired. I just need some alone time. It was like definitely in those moments where like I was like filled the most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely like the most stretching period of Christ in the City. So yeah, it's what you said at the beginning. It's just like the most extreme, like of everything. Like everything in Christ in the City is just to the max of like, you're showing people the streets. That was crazy.
Yeah.
That was cool for me. One of the troopers 1 week shared a grace of like how she felt so loved by, like in her smallness, by seeing the way the missionaries loved our friends on the streets. And I walked with her a couple times, and I had the most mundane conversations with like it was like Frank, just one of our good friends, Frank from Florida, just I don't know, like
Not in the mood.
just
that
goofing
day.
around,
Yeah.
or
Yeah,
like
yeah.
our friend Aster showing us this guitar he made. Yeah, nothing. I don't think there was no like talked about God and shared the gospel, and it was nothing like that. It was just very
Mundane.
She got like some grace from that, and I was just like, "This is what I do every week." So
Praise God.
that was amazing.
Yeah, I was just going to touch on that. Also, another grace is like these individual or these like people that we have coming in to experience Christ in the City for a week. They truly bring such a newness to our
Yes.
mission
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
like wholesome curiosity. And at this point in the year, it can be hard with any like school, job, like anything that you do. And so to be given the gift to have that reminder of the gift of our mission and the gift of each other. And that was truly such a grace to
Wow.
be able to receive.
Yeah,
That's so true. It almost makes you like look again. You know,
Yeah.
for all the missionaries, it almost makes them to look again, at the beauty of this and to regain that awe of
Yeah.
the mission.
Yeah.
totally.
Even our schedule, like as a mission trooper, you're actually being invited into the schedule of a Christ in the City missionary. You're like experiencing the fullness of it. And the schedule is something that we should reverence and be excited for, and even to live the schedule with that by looking again was a gift.
Yeah.
Totally.
There's so much freedom in the schedule, right? It's a gift of the cloistered life and missionary life and seminary life. You don't have to choose. Yeah, you don't have to choose what you're doing here. It's pretty straightforward, which gives you freedom to just be.
Yeah.
And for the college students or the individuals who come, there's a lot of daily decisions.
Yes, amen.
Yeah.
So true.
And I still want to go to the greatest miracle that I do not understand is how, and again, I was a missionary. I was one of them. How 18 to 28-year-olds with no formal training somehow feed 90 people 3 meals a day for an entire week.
Like what?
And we don't run out of food.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It can anyone? It's our kitchen doesn't grow.
I don't know, man.
It's
It
insane.
doesn't make sense.
No, it's like I will never. It just baffles me. And every year I'm like, I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna see. Does it seem like are these people geniuses? It's like how we don't mess up those proportions.
Yeah, I cooked for 90 during week 2, and I was like, what does 90 like? What does 90 portions look like?
It's so
Every
week.
I don't know, like how I was doing it.
Every week we have new missionaries trying to ask that question, and somehow we don't have. It's amazing.
I don't think anyone went hungry.
No.
I don't think so.
Fishes and loaves, man.
Fishes and loaves.
No, it's one of my
man.
favorite parts of mission trips.
So
How we
chaotic.
pull that off. And with the food truck, right? We're receiving food donations that week, and we get, we supplement a little bit, but not much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I think people even might have said they liked the food. I think, which is like what?
Henry.
No, we're serious. That
I'm
was actually
serious.
a grace.
I'm serious.
It was a grace given by one of the
I
mission
love
troopers
it.
at the end of the week was the food. Who liked it?
And Henry's just making it up as he goes. Yeah, we got a real chef on our hands, a culinary genius over here.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Those pancakes were something else, Henry.
Yeah.
No, it's good. And what a gift. We thank all those who came on mission trips. We thank
Yeah.
you for spending time with us and your yes to that. And also just we pray for you as you go forth and truly continue this missionary life and find your own Calcutta, right? As Aaron mentioned.
Can we shout out some of the groups that came through? Can you remember them all?
I think I possibly could.
Let's do it. Shout them out.
Week 1, Boston Encounter.
Focus individuals. Or focus.
Wait, who else?
And then the individuals.
Individuals. Okay. Then week 2. Oh yeah, lots. Okay. Wichita State,
Wichita Seminarians.
Omaha. Wait, no.
yeah.
University of Nebraska, Omaha.
Let's go.
Let's
go
go.
Big Red. Go Big Red.
Is it okay?
They're the Mavericks. We'll call them Big Red. Anyway.
Kansas State. Go Cats.
Man,
Scratch
so many
'em,
Kansas
scratch 'em.
people.
We had,
Missouri State,
Oh.
right?
and we have Wichita State
And Carroll.
and Carroll College.
Oh,
Wow.
that's a
Last,
huge week.
I know. Third week we had
Lots of groups.
Dartmouth,
And Focus Missionaries from
Auraria.
Auraria, which is like in Denver.
Yeah.
And they brought a few students.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go.
And then right now we have Wyoming Catholic College.
Let's go.
So that's
I
everyone.
love it.
That's 120 people right
I
there.
love it.
Crushed it.
Yeah, and then what we had 36 in January and another
Yes.
20 the fall, and we'll have
Yes.
more in July. It's
crazy.
awesome.
Yeah.
We love our mission troopers. As many of us start off as one.
It's true.
Right? It's real.
It's true.
Good. Thank you both, Henry and Aaron, for your service, for your leadership during the month of March and mission trips. And yeah, we pray that someday in heaven we're able to see the fruit of this. That's who knows? That could be tomorrow, but I'm guessing it's a long time off. So, just mentally preparing for that.
right,
So.
all right. Thank you to all of our listeners who tuned in this week. Thank you to all of the mission troopers that made the bold decision to come to Denver, Colorado. Maybe brace the storm.
Yeah,
in a
no
sense,
kidding.
For some of y'all. Yeah, we count you all as our Christ in the City family, and like you're
do.
forever part of this mission and part of this community, especially in the community of 2024. Is that the
Heck yeah.
Let's go.
Heck yeah. All right. Thank you both. God bless you all.
Thanks, guys.
See you next time.
God bless.
Peace. Thank you for joining us on Homeless But Human today. In order to keep producing this content for you all, we invite you to consider joining our known and loved monthly giving community. This is one of the most impactful ways that you can join us on mission. Your monthly gift sends missionaries out to the streets day after day and helps us to continue recording and sharing our podcast. It's our vision that every city not only has soup kitchens and shelters, but communities who are committed to helping the homeless know that they have a home in us. And what is home but a small taste of Christ's infinite love? Visit christinthecity.org and make a monthly gift today to join our known and loved community. And if you enjoyed today's episode, do us a favor and go hit subscribe and leave a review. To get more involved with the mission, visit christinthecity.org.